So very early on, we used to get VHS tapes. When I was like a small child, my father used to get VHS tapes, and we used to see all those films, like some classic films, Guns of Neverun. I've seen Hitchcock's Birds. So those were like early memories of cinema. I guess from then on, I got interested into the magic of cinema, I guess. I actually got interested into photography first. So in Kolkata, when I was growing up, every year there used to be a book fair. So one of those years, I went to book fair and I stumbled upon some great photographs. Actually, later on, I figured out those are photographs of Cartier-Bresson. But one of those images actually, triggered the whole idea of playing with the images and playing with contrast and light and shadow. All of those actually came rushing to me, and all these ideas, new things actually. So I thought, oh, this is a very fascinating world, and someone is actually looking at the world in a very different perspective. This whole drama of light and shadow, and seeing life in a different perspective. This whole thing actually got me interested. So then I tried to figure out how to take photographs. So we had this small club in our locality, and my father used to know one of those founding members of the club. So he introduced me to that person, and then that person taught me the basics of photography. And they used to go to the botanical garden and take some photographs of like small flowers and insects and all of that. But I used to go along with them. I was never so interested in the photography of those insects and flowers, but it was a very fascinating idea just to go and see a different world altogether through a lens. So that's how slowly I got interested in the photography. And later on, one of my relatives asked me, like, so you are now experiencing the world of photography, but what's next? What is your next step? So I didn't know, like, because I had this idea of I had this fascination about cinema, and I was liking this whole thing of photography, but I didn't know how to marry these two. So he told me, why don't you study cinematography? So I said, like, oh, okay, I can study cinematography in the sense that I can study how films are made through camera and all of that. So he said, like, yeah. So I said, like, but I don't know where to go. So he introduced me to the institutes of India, like Film Institutes of India, FTI and SRFTI. He told me these are the two institutes, so you can try and get in there. So that's how slowly I got into this world of cinematography. And later on, I tried to get into these film institutes, and luckily I got the chance to get into SRFTI. So that's how the journey began. So during my institute days, institute education, when I was studying cinematography in SRFTI, there were a lot of workshops used to happen. So one of those workshops were taken by Santosh Shival, and he kind of told us, like, before you touch the camera and think about the technicalities of lens and camera and shutter speed and all of that, you need to understand how light behaves. So that kind of opened my eye and opened my understanding of how light can capture a space and create mood in different times, in different times of the day. For example, like an interior space can look very different, like early in the morning or maybe midday or later in the evening also, and also depending on the monsoon or depending on the time of the year, it can also look very different and create a very different mood. So it became a kind of an hobby to see like how light is creating a different texture in a space and different mood. So that kind of became a passion of just to see how light is behaving. So that was, I guess, one of the most interesting workshops we had. And there are like very different people used to come, like Ashok ji came, and he kind of showed us like how to be comfortable with the camera, with the machine. Like, his operation was so great. So we used to be really amazed, like how he's doing a crane move with a zoom lens, and so easily and so casually he's moving from one object to the other, and his movements were so brilliant. So it was like an already like a eye opener, like a master class kind of a thing. So all these little things actually helped us understand, like, how filmmaking and how different aspects of cinematography uh, creates a mood, tells a story, and helps the audience understand the feeling of a narrative. So after passing out from Film Institute, I came to Bombay, and I started assisting. So I assisted a couple of people, like I assisted Savita Singh for a couple of features, and then I was assisting some of my seniors also who were already in Bombay. Like I assisted Bijitesh in some of his ads. Then I luckily got chance to assist Anil Mehta. So I joined him in Rockstar, and I was there with him almost like 2.5 to 3 years, like over a span of 3-4 films, and it was a great learning experience. I would say that what I really learned from him is, apart from the technicalities and handling a big space, or lighting up a big zone, apart from that, just like how you can coordinate yourself and your team, and how you can set the pace of a shoot. So it is very important that as a cinematographers, we should be able to understand how different departments are functioning, and how you can position yourself in a way that it helps the whole shoot happen in a very nice and in a cohesive manner. So that is the one thing that I really learned from him, like how a cinematographer can actually be the person where everybody can be very easy to go to and talk to and understand. And this whole thing of filmmaking is actually a very collaborative art. So it is very important that you become a part of the team, and you can always inspire other people, so that you also get the best of the work from other people, and also that actually enhances your work. So that is a great learning I got from Anil sir. My first feature film is called Dear Maya. So Manisha ji acted in it. It was almost like a comeback film after a long hiatus of not working, and it was directed by Sunana Bhatnagar. She used to be the DA of Imtiaz Ali. So we met during the filming of Rockstar and became good friends. So when she was looking for a DP for her first feature, she asked me like if I would like to shoot that, and it was a good chance for me. I mean, it was like a great opportunity, because I already knew her, and I loved the idea of the film, and also Manisha ji was acting in it. So it was like it was like a great opportunity. So I said like yes, I would like to obviously shoot this film. That's how the first feature of mine happened. So choosing a script is actually a very difficult thing, because sometimes what happens, like you don't have too much of options, and sometimes there are like couple of options which are actually equally good. So generally what I try to do is, like, I try to read the script and try to visualize if I will be excited to see the film, what the script is talking about, and then I try to get an understanding what the director is thinking about the script. So what is his or her vision about the script, and if that really excites me, like how passionate he or she is about the script, or if he or she has a very interesting take on that script, then that actually really excites me to shoot the film. So it's not only the script that actually is the key factor here. I guess the person behind the script, like a director who's making the film, is more important when I try to choose a script.
Action.
It's an interesting question actually, that if cinematography is intuitive or it is something to learn. I guess first of all, cinematography is a craft. So you have to learn something of cinematography, like how lenses work, how light falls, and how light creates mood, and how you can achieve that mood by using a particular light from a particular distance. What kind of diffusion you will use. So this is a very craft heavy subject, but at the same time it is also very important that you should be intuitive. Other than that, it becomes a too much of a mechanical job to deliver, because probably you will be shooting a film which might have a longer time span to shoot. So you can't be crafty every day 24/7. So there has to be something that actually draws you into that project. So that could be something that you are already passionate about, or something that you actually want to achieve in terms of image making or in terms of mood. But that actually comes from a lot of intuitive space. So intuition is actually, I feel, is more important after you have have a little bit of understanding of the craft. So I would say that craft first and then intuition. But without the intuition, that craft is nothing actually. I would say that I am actually always dreaming about a project which which helps other dream about their things. So I like those kind of projects which actually inspire people, or they kind of make people think about certain aspect of the society or their lives or something. So in a nutshell, I would say that any story that excites me is my dream project. So I would say my inspiration comes first from the script and the director, because everything that you are going to represent, or you are going to build, is from the written words. Because you get a script, and that script has sentences, it has paragraphs, it has it has a flow. So those words has to be transcribed into visual images. So that is for me the first inspiration, in the sense, like when I get a script, I try to understand like what are the core emotions that the script is talking about. So then from there I would like to understand like how the director is looking at this. So these are the two main inspirations, I would say. And then I would say that your inspiration can come from anywhere actually. So apart from the script, apart from the director's vision, you can also get inspired by anything. Like it could be an inspiration, you can draw your inspiration from an architectural piece, or you can draw your inspiration from a music that you have heard. Probably that tune or the melody or the rhythm of that music maybe directs you towards something in the terms of visual imagery that can help particular subject or particular script that you are dealing with at that moment. So that also can be an inspiration. For instance, like probably I would say like any lived moment can be your inspiration also. Like you can draw some memory from your childhood, or something that inspired you to do something, or that had a feeling or a lasting impression on you. That could also be your inspiration. So I would say it's a mix of everything actually. My only memorable blunder was in actually in institute. So I would what happened on a day that I was shooting something with an Arri old Arri 2C, and I was very young then, and I was very excited to shoot with it, and also we were lighting up. What happened is like I put the camera on a track, and I had a track movement. And after the first take, I thought, oh, that light is actually not working. And just as an habitual thing, I just jumped out of the track and went to fix the light, and I forgot to lock the camera itself. So what happened, like the camera was not properly balanced. It was like front heavy, so it just fell like this. It just went down and it fell off from the low base it was on. So for me, that was a great blunder. Like I was like shocked that how could it happen. So, but yeah, that was like one of the blunders I did, but long back, thankfully. So my latest feature has released. It's a Bengali feature. It's called Putul Nachi Riti Katha, the Puppet's Tale. So this is a very interesting piece of classical literature. I would say it's a interesting literature, which is a very cult literature from Bengal. It is written by Manik Bandyopadhyay. This is a story set in almost like 1936, 1940s Bengal, and it talks about a man who wants to go out and live his own life, but but the circumstances around him is uh, in a way shackles him to this world of village that he wants to live. So it talks about this whole piece of literature talks about the clashes between modernity and traditional values, and then the idea of fate versus human choice. So it's an interesting piece of literature in Bengal history. So now we have made this film based on this literature. It's directed by Shumon Mukhopadhyay, and so it was already an interesting work of art in terms of literature, and now it trying to get it into a visual form as cinema was very intriguing and challenging work. I would say that that there are a couple of things I have understood along the way of my career. That one thing is like you have to be curious about things. Curiosity is a big drive because one day you can be at top of your craft, and the other day you can be not so good. But if you're curious enough to understand like what can happen if I place my camera maybe probably just 1 feet to the right or 2 feet to the left, and what will happen if I put a different lens, what will happen if I light up in a different way. So this curiosity can actually drive you through all these long schedules, and this whole pressure of delivering something with a constrained time and budget. So I guess that you have to be curious. Your approach should be about curiosity of understanding how things can happen differently, and how it can help tell the story. And secondly, I feel that you have to have an integrity to your work. Like you are shooting for maybe you are shooting in a longer time, like in a longer schedule, or maybe you are shooting for 12 hours or more than 12 hours sometimes, and you are fatigued, and probably you want to go, and you just want to go back to your hotel and sleep, or maybe you want to go back to home. But you have to always understand that there's like a lot of people are working for you or behind the camera for you to take that shot. So if, and also the other thing is like once you take that shot half-heartedly, it is already there, so you cannot go back and erase the shot. So that integrity towards your work and towards your craft is very important, so that you put your best for the each and every shot. So whatever happens, if you're tired, fatigued, maybe you're hungry, maybe you just want to go back, maybe your feet is hurting, maybe you didn't have a good sleep the other night, but it's always important that you put your best foot forward for each and every shot. That integrity is very crucial. So Vika is a good controlling body, I would say. So in the sense that they really look after the cinematographers, and they actually can come out and help them in terms of if there is any monetary dispute, if there is any problem with the producers of a film, or if there is any dispute in the sense. And also Vaika has taken a lot of initiative recently about taking a lot of interviews from of the great cinematographers and great DOPs of our time. So those interviews actually really helps us, understanding like how other stalwart cinematographers are looking, or maybe how they have dealt the situation, and how they go about their own craft. So that is also a very interesting aspect of Vaika.